Your face isn't an accident. It's the result of evolution, genetics, bone structure, and thousands of tiny developmental choices your body made before you were even born. Every line, angle, and feature has a story behind it. Today, we're breaking down the 5 biggest reasons why your face looks exactly the way it does. 1. Genetic blueprint. Your facial appearance starts with your DNA, which contains detailed instructions for how every part of your face should develop. More than 100 genes influence features like your nose, eyes, lips, jaw, and cheekbones. These genes come from both parents, but they blend in unique ways, creating features that are never perfectly predictable. Even siblings with the same parents don't end up with identical faces because they inherit different gene combinations. Some traits are dominant, like darker pigmentation or wider facial structure, while others are recessive and appear only when both parents pass them down. Your face is the visible result of this incredibly complex genetic mix. When Jonah looks at his family photos, he realizes his strong jawline comes from his father's side, while his eyes match his mother's childhood pictures. Even his smile resembles his grandmother's, creating a blend only he carries. Your face is a living collage of your family history, shaped by generations of genetic mixing. 2. Bone structure. The shape of your skull is the foundation of your facial appearance, determining the width of your jaw, the height of your cheekbones, and the slope of your forehead. Different skull shapes result naturally from ancestry, genetic variation, and how bones grow during development. Your facial proportions, like how far your chin projects or how high your cheeks sit, depend largely on bone placement. Even small differences in bone angles can dramatically change how your face looks from the front and the side. As you age, your bones subtly shift and lose density, which can also affect facial appearance over time. Bone structure is one of the most defining traits humans notice instantly. Aiden always wondered why his face looked sharper in photos than his brother's. A dentist explained that Aiden's jaw projects farther forward, creating stronger angles and a more defined silhouette. Your bone structure shapes the foundation of your facial identity long before other features develop. 3. Muscle and fat distribution. The way fat and muscle are distributed across your face can change its softness, sharpness, and overall expression. Some people naturally carry more fat in the cheeks, giving a youthful and rounded look, while others have lower facial fat, creating more visible angles. Facial muscles also influence your expressions and resting look. Over time, repeated expressions can subtly shape lines and contours. Genetics determines how your facial fat is stored, but lifestyle, hormones, and age all influence changes over time. As you age, fat pads shift downward or decrease, altering how your face looks in even the simplest expression. Your resting face reflects this blend of structure and movement. When Emily compares old photos to new ones, she notices her cheeks have thinned, revealing sharper cheekbones she never thought she had. It's not a change in weight, just natural fat redistribution with age. The way fat and muscle settle in your face shapes both your expressions and your long-term appearance. 4. Ancestral adaptation. Your ancestors' climate influenced how certain facial features evolved. People from colder regions developed narrower noses to warm air more efficiently, while those from hotter climates often developed wider nasal passages for better airflow. Eye shapes also adapted, with some populations developing protective folds to reduce exposure to harsh sunlight or wind. Cheekbone height, jaw width, and brow ridge size all evolved based on environmental challenges faced by ancient communities. These traits were passed down through generations, remaining long after humans spread around the world. Even though you may live far from your ancestral homeland, your face still carries traces of that history. Luna lives in a tropical region but has a narrow nose and light features. Her family history reveals ancestors from Northern Europe. Her face reflects environments she has never lived in. Your facial features carry the evolutionary fingerprints of the climates your ancestors survived. 5. Developmental changes. Your face changes constantly from birth through adulthood because bones, cartilage, muscles, and fat grow at different rates. Childhood injuries, nutrition, and even breathing habits can alter how your facial structure develops. Puberty plays a major role, reshaping the jawline, nose, and brow as hormones surge. Some features become more defined, while others soften or shift slightly over time. Even tiny habits like sleeping position, chewing patterns, or posture can influence symmetry during important growth stages. By adulthood, your face reflects a combination of planned genetics and unplanned developmental moments. When Marco grew up, he noticed a slight asymmetry in his jaw. He later learned he spent years chewing mostly on one side, just a small habit that shaped a permanent feature. Your facial appearance is the result of both biology and years of subtle developmental changes. 6. Hormonal influence. Hormones shape your face far more than most people realize. During puberty, testosterone and estrogen influence jaw growth, cheekbone definition, and even the overall symmetry of the face. Testosterone tends to create stronger, sharper angles, while estrogen promotes smoother contours and softer features. These hormones also affect skin texture, pore size, and how fat settles across the cheeks and jawline. Even in adulthood, hormonal shifts, such as stress changes, pregnancy, or aging, can subtly reshape facial appearance over time. Your face is constantly responding to the hormonal environment inside your body. When Sarah went through her teenage years, she noticed her jawline becoming more defined while her cheeks thinned out. Years later, during pregnancy, her face softened again, showing just how responsive it was to hormones. Your hormones quietly sculpt your face at every stage of life, creating changes you may not even notice in the moment. 7. Expression patterns. The way you express emotions, smiling, frowning, squinting, literally shapes your face over time. Repeated expressions strengthen certain muscles and create natural lines that become part of your resting appearance. These patterns can make someone appear cheerful, serious, intense, or calm, even when they aren't expressing anything at all. Over time, the muscles you use more frequently grow slightly stronger, subtly altering the contours of your face. Habitual expressions also influence how others interpret your personality, shaping social impressions. Your face becomes a reflection of both your emotional habits and your daily behavior. Jacob smiles constantly, and over the years, gentle lines formed around his eyes, giving him an effortlessly warm appearance. His sister, who rarely smiles in photos, has sharper resting features that people sometimes misinterpret as seriousness. Your everyday expressions gradually leave their signature on your face, shaping how others see you. 8. Lifestyle choices. Habits like sleep, hydration, diet, and sun exposure have long-term effects on how your face looks. Poor sleep can cause puffiness or dark circles, while dehydration makes the skin appear dull and tight. A nutrient-rich diet supports healthy skin and muscles, contributing to a smoother complexion. Meanwhile, excessive sun exposure can speed up aging by breaking down collagen, leading to lines or uneven texture. Even exercise influences facial appearance by improving circulation and reducing inflammation. Over time, your lifestyle becomes etched into your face just as clearly as genetics. After switching to a healthier routine, Maya noticed her skin brightened, her cheeks looked fuller, and the tired lines under her eyes faded. Her face reflected the improvement long before she realized the physical changes elsewhere. Your daily habits shape your face just as powerfully as your DNA does. 9. Unique asymmetry. No human face is perfectly symmetrical, and that natural unevenness is a major part of what makes each face unique. Tiny differences in bone alignment, muscle tension, and fat distribution create small asymmetries that are completely normal. These variations can come from genetics or subtle developmental events, like sleeping on one side, chewing habitually on one side, or childhood bumps and injuries. Symmetry can influence how balanced a face appears, but slight asymmetry is often seen as more expressive and interesting. Even the most conventionally attractive faces have measurable unevenness. This natural variation is one reason no two faces on Earth look exactly alike. Ella always wondered why one of her eyes looked slightly larger in photos. After comparing childhood pictures, she realized she had always slept on one side, which influenced how her facial muscles developed. Your face's small asymmetries aren't flaws, they're signatures of the life you've lived. 10. Aging evolution. Your face continues to evolve as you age, reflecting changes in bone density, skin elasticity, and fat distribution. Bones subtly recede, especially in the jaw and cheeks, changing facial angles over time. Skin loses collagen and elasticity, creating softer contours or fine lines. Fat pads shift downward or shrink, altering fullness in the cheeks, under eyes, and jawline. Even gravity plays a role, slowly influencing how tissues settle. These changes are natural, universal, and part of the story your face tells year after year. Tom sees old photos from his 20s and notices sharper cheekbones and a more angular jawline. Now in his 40s, his face looks softer, more lived in, and full of stories that reflect decades of experiences. Your face evolves throughout your life, carrying the imprint of every year you've lived. Your face is a powerful blend of biology, history, emotion, and experience. It's shaped by your ancestors, your habits, your environment, and the choices you make every single day. No feature exists without a reason, and no face is ever random. When you understand what shapes your face, you begin to see it not as a set of flaws or highlights, but as a map of your life and lineage. Every angle and curve tells a story that belongs uniquely to you. If you enjoyed learning why your face looks the way it does, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. And drop a comment telling me which facial feature you'd like explained next.